I would like to ask you one simple question. How many of you have ever asked yourself this question? Who am I? I'm not going to ask you with a show of hands because I know that people don't have time to ask this question right now. They're too busy with everything, the rigmarole of life. So we don't have time. Anyway, my name is Sushovan Banerjee. I'm an IPS officer and posted here in Bhopal as Additional Director General of Police. And that is not the answer to the question I asked you just now. Anyway, what are these dimensions? Well, there can be many. There are many of them. It can be social, it can be parental, it can be professional, occupational. But now, I'm going to ask you a question. Ask you at what age were you asked this question at home? As to what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm sure everybody was asked this question. What are the earliest memories? But I remember I was asked this question when I was bang 6 years of age, 1969. Spontaneously said that I want to be a bus conductor. Now everybody was quite shocked. Bus conductor, son of such a big officer, technocrat, wants to be a bus conductor. So there is a story behind this bus conductor. And I'll tell you the story of this particular bus conductor, and I'll say that is the story of Sushovan Banerjee. Even though I didn't become a bus conductor, I didn't quite plan to become a bus conductor, but it was route number 45. So this was a conductor who was very, very different from everybody else I'd seen. My house was situated right on the main road, and there was a bus stop right in front of the house. And this particular conductor used to jump out of the bus about 20 to 25 meters before the stop, and used to run along with the bus. He used to reach the bus stop and grab those passengers and tell them to just get in. And the way he used to say it, I thought that even if people didn't want to get into the bus, they would actually go in. So it was so interesting, and he was entertaining as well. And when the people got into the bus, he would run along with the bus, banging the body like, okay, now we are done, let's go. Banging it and then hanging himself from the window. And he would do all kinds of pranks, I said, how amazing this guy was. And I didn't know that I was learning my first lesson in my life. It was there in the subconscious. And the reason why I'm talking about this bus conductor 50 years hence, this is 2019, is definitely because this particular man whom I've never met in my life, I don't even know his name, had such a deep impact on me. He was enthusiastic for sure. He was entertaining, right? He was creative, wasn't he? And he was taking a whole lot of risks. So he was basically doing the same job that anybody else would be doing in that position, in a different way. So there's something different about it. So when we grow up, somewhere in middle school or high school, the question as to what you want to do when you grow up becomes a little more serious. So when you're in school, middle school, high school, like I was, this bus conductor had disappeared somewhere. Maybe it was there in my subconscious, but I picked up a passion called cricket. And nothing was more important than cricket. The examinations were not important at all. There was a time when my father used to push me inside a room, lock it from outside, so that he can't go and play cricket. So I did my schooling from Don Bosco Park Service, Calcutta. And I was playing cricket most of the time. So after I finished my school, I decided to go to Delhi University to study. So, not because Delhi University was very good for academics, of course it was, of course. But because the Delhi Ranji Trophy team was the champions in India, they were the champions. There were only two teams that used to do very well. One was Delhi, the other was Mumbai. So I thought I would go to Delhi, get admission to a college there, and play cricket. Now, another very important dimension we have is that what are the subjects that you want to choose? Obviously, the best students go for mathematics, science, yes? I'm sure most of you here you belong to that category. Fortunately, I am not there. The next best would be commerce, economics, right? And below that, there would be some humanities. And then the last ladder would be music, painting, dance. So these are if you failed in one of these subjects like music, painting, nobody would bother if you got good marks in mathematics. So in my high school, I was definitely not in that category. So I had commerce in 11th and 12th. And I told my father's dream of seeing me as an engineer was already smashed by then, because I belong to a family of engineers. And when I didn't get science subjects or mathematics, my father was already a little bit depressed. So he said, okay, so if you don't want to do that, not everybody can be that good. Fair enough, you go and do your BCom and maybe become a chartered accountant. That was also, quite popular. So I went to Delhi with the ambition of getting into a college, a good college, where cricket team was good, of course. That was mine. But good college where I could do BCom and then go on to do chartered accountancy. So when I was taking the admission, I realized that my percentage was not good enough, even for BCom. So what do? Two options. Either I go back to Calcutta, take admission in any college and do my BCom there and chartered accountancy there. But the last day of the admission, I was all alone there. On the last window, I discovered that there was one seat available for a subject called History Honours. I was shocked. History, what will my father think? Going one more step down. So, but then the other thing was, if you don't take this, then you don't get to play cricket in Delhi. I said, yes, History Honours. So I was thinking, now I have to go back to Calcutta and convince my father why I took History Honours. Otherwise, he could stop my pocket money. I can't survive. So 2-3 days that I was there in the Hindu college, the university, I had picked up this word called UPSC. No, I didn't know what it was. Somebody was talking about UPSC. So when I was going to Calcutta, I was thinking, what story do I give? I have to give some story. Otherwise, he'll tell me, come back. So I went there, visibly shaken, and I knew that he would not like it. I said, Dad, these are the conversations with my father, which I hold so dear to my heart today. I said, Dad, why only think of chartered accountancy, XYZ? There's something called UPSC. So my dad, being a technocrat, just retired from the government of India, he knew what I was talking about. He said, UPSC? You can't get admission in BCom, what will you do? UPSC? Civil services, are you crazy? The best talent in India goes into civil services. I said, no, I don't know it, but I'll get to know it. So he was extremely sad and he said, he said it in Bengali, he's gone case. Nothing can be done about it. And finally he used a word which is still there in my mind, very, very. He said, you are a bad investment. Well, he had good reasons to say that, because my other brothers and sisters were doing everything right and I was doing nothing right. So he said, you are the bad investment. So this bad investment then goes back to Delhi to study History Honours and to play cricket. And when life goes on, I finished my graduation, and during the course of time, I realized that I was not getting into the Delhi Ranji Trophy team. I wasn't, for so many reasons. Well, I'm not going to all that. But I wasn't getting into the Ranji Trophy team there, so I decided to quit cricket. And then I had to do something. So the UPSC came back. I said, now what is this? I told my friends, what is this? How to do it? So there were a lot of people who were preparing for UPSC, and so I joined them. I said, okay, let's do it. Let's try. Now, two things I want to just pause here and say. that when we are talking about dimensions and we are talking about transcending them, one was the day I decided to take history honors. What would have happened to me if I had not decided to take history honors? Probably gone back to Calcutta, taken BCom, done something else. Would I be standing here today? I don't know. And when I decided to quit cricket at that point of time and started studying for the UPSC, that was again a life-changing moment. These are the two life-changing moments that I've talked to you about. But anyway, time passed and I thought that I had done something right at that point of time. It took me 3 years, and that's the only 3 years I studied, I remember. But beyond that, I never studied. And before that also, I never studied. So the 3 years that I worked hard, I must have done something good. And I cracked the Indian Civil Services examination. Don't ask me how. Please don't ask me how. Because I don't remember. I don't know. I was very happy though to see my name in that list. But who was more happy? My father. Yes. He was over the moon. He said, how did you do it? I said, you told me bad investment, I had to prove you wrong. I'm not a bad investment. And he was so happy that he took that newspaper, he took it all over the countryside. Whoever was passing, he said, look, my son has cleared the UPSC, civil service. So that point of time, I was kind of, I got the Indian police service, not the Indian administrative service, which everybody wants. But I was very happy because I got a uniform. And what is a uniform? It's got your service written here. It's got your ranks here on your shoulder. There's a national emblem here. There's a national emblem right here. There on the belt. Your name is here. And I thought I had got an identity. I thought I got my confidence and I got my place in the society. I had arrived. My friends were asking me, yesterday only, some of my friends were saying that Dada must wear the uniform to this talk because I'm talking about transcending dimensions. If I was wearing the uniform, that would have been a dimension by itself. If I was talking any other subject, I would have loved to wear the uniform because I just love the uniform. So, I got into the service and I started working, and I was an MP, worked all over the place. Another interesting thing happened, though I'm going by the landmarks in my life. The next major landmark came in the year 1996. I was in Delhi that time, commanding a battalion of the Special Armed Force. And my wife was a writer, and she had seen an ad in the newspaper which said that somebody is going to write a book and inviting contributions. So I said, let's go. So we went all the way, and when I entered the place, I saw a very different picture. When I went inside, he said that, oh, sorry, we can't help it today because we are casting for a television serial, and you've come on the wrong day. So I cannot talk about the book today. I said, look, gentlemen, it was not mentioned in the ad that don't come today. So, I came, so kindly spare me 5 minutes. He said, sorry, it's absolutely impossible. Today we just cannot do anything else. The serial that we're casting for is based on my book. You see, so we are very important here. We are casting. So I kept on insisting. He kept on refusing. And finally he said, look here, if you want a role, then I can give it to you, but I cannot talk to you today on the book. I said, excuse me, you said something? I said, yes. Did you say that if you ask for a role, I can give it to you? He said, yes. I said, please give me. So I thought to myself, let me try. Let's try. Why not? If he said it, might as well do it. Because I think the universe gives you signals every single day and every single time. You just got to put your antenna on. And that is how I bagged the first role as an actor. And the next few days I was shooting. And let me tell you, the teachers who were here, the first role was a teacher. And So anyway, I did that first role, and I said, this is good. I quite like it. In a very interesting way, the lights, camera, action, cuts. And I said, nice, this is different from what I do every day, policing. So I did about 2-3 other roles during the time when I was Delhi. And I wouldn't have been an actor. It's against my name, it's written here, actor. So the next important thing was in the year 2000, when I was back in New Delhi after having done my, field postings. I went on deputation to the Government of India, Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, and I was handling big things. Big things means, yes, I handled the 99 Kandahar hijack of the Indian Airlines flight. All of you remember, most of the students were very young in those days, may not remember. But yes, and then subsequently the 9/11, 2001, I'm sorry. And thereafter, there was an attack on the Sri Lankan airport, the Colombo airport, which was again very, very serious and right next to our doorsteps. So, important issues, national security issues. But in between, there was a very important event. Sometime in 2000, my boss called me one day at about 5:30, and he said, look, gentlemen, you got to go and take charge tomorrow at Mumbai. I was shocked. I thought Delhi is the place for me. I love Delhi. I thought there was nothing else in the world as good as Delhi. He said, no, tomorrow you've got to go and take charge in Mumbai because there's some national security issue which we have to handle, and Mumbai is vacant, so we cannot afford to keep it vacant. So all night I was flying to Mumbai. Next morning I took charge over there. The national security issue didn't really come up. It was concerning a neighboring country, but nothing happened. So I kept sitting down and thinking, why did I have to come to Mumbai? I was very much happy in Delhi. That's where I wanted to be. So then I realized, a few years back I did some acting assignment, did some roles, and here I am in the middle of Bollywood. I said, there must be something coming up. There must be something in store. So I started meeting all these directors and producers, actors, and what the name, and I was able to bag some very, very important roles in mainstream Hindi cinema. I worked with legends like Banerjee, very successful commercial directors like Mr. Anis Bazmi, Mahesh Manjrekar. The list is long, very, very long. Raj Kavarji, who's no more. And I'm extremely, extremely grateful to the gentleman who gave me my first break, Mr. Raj Kavar, in a film called Apke Baras. Subsequently, I did Andaz with him, which was the debut film of Priyanka Chopra and Lara Datta. I was doing a lot of television as well. I was doing one daily serial, and plenty of episodic stuff. And don't forget, I was also doing my job. So I said, let's try. Why not? If something is coming, so why not? So I was not refusing anything. It was like going to office in the morning, getting a call, would you be able to shoot tomorrow morning, and so on. So I said, wow, yes, why not? I don't know what to do tomorrow. But, when the universe is helping you, universe is telling you that these are the things that you don't have to worry about, and that. So never, ever did a clash happen. There was chaos in my life, total chaos. And this chaos was good. This chaos was very good, and I was enjoying this chaos. I didn't know where I was going to office. I didn't know I was going to shoot. And there were times when I was working throughout the day till 6 o'clock in office, and beyond that I was shooting throughout the night. So this is the way life went on. And you must see the point here, that whenever, event occurred, there must have been an idea behind it. There was something that the universe was trying to tell us. So this is the story of my life. Of course, I went to do the posting where I was CEO of Children's Film Society in India, and that was also very, very interesting. But this is the story of the bus conductor who always said, let's try. I see some very good lines, I came across some very good lines. And these lines said, the world is awash with colors unseen, and a buzz with frequencies unheard. undetected and disregarded. We get to see these frequencies every day, but we end up not detecting them and disregarding them. And the wise man knows that these inaccessible realms, these dimensions, cannot be reached with our beautifully blunted senses. We are systematically blunted. When we go into a system, the system takes over. Whether it's the education system, the social system, or even my service, the government service. That's the biggest dimension I think I have. It's the biggest dimension. But we don't have to always follow this particular pattern. We can definitely take time out, think, who am I? What am I supposed to do? What is the purpose of my life? And what can I achieve? And what are the talents? And the universe will help you. The universe is helping you every single moment to tell you who you are, to tell you what talents you have. And you are going to realize this, because if people didn't transcend these dimensions, there wouldn't have been any Apple, there wouldn't have been any WhatsApp, there wouldn't be Instagram, nothing, because they were all taught a particular thing in school and college. So basically, I think that we have to be intoxicated with life, intoxicated with us, with our instincts, with our abilities, with our talents, and without intoxication, probably this thing, as you heard, one of the very important, very popular ghazals, होश वालों को खबर क्या, बेखुदी क्या चीज है, इश्क कीजिए फिर समझिए जिंदगी क्या चीज है. Thank you. Thank you very much.